What's going on, guys? Welcome back to BlackTideTV. Before we get started with today's review of the Lewis gun here in Call of Duty World War II, I'd like to remind you of the Astro A20 headset giveaway I'll be running from today until December 31st when we draw the winner. So basically, I'm giving away an A20 headset, and it's very easy to enter. All you'll have to do is find the hidden Astro logo in each and every World War II video I post every day from now through December 31st. If you're the first one to spot it and you comment the correct timestamp in the comment section down below, you're the first one, you will get 5 entries, and you can enter as many times as you'd like. You can get as many entries as you'd like. Of course, there are other ways to enter as well, like becoming a sponsor to BlackTideTV on YouTube Gaming, which is a link in the description. That'll also get you special creds for if I ever decide to live stream again. And I'll just put your name in the description credits of every video. You can become a patron, and that will give you 5 entries as well. Like, there's so many ways to enter this giveaway, and I'll actually be adjusting some of the entry methods come December. So it's going to be even easier to enter in December, so just keep an eye out for that. Patrons will be notified first of the update so that they can get in on the getting extra entries faster. So if you want to become a patron, link in the description as well, and there's a bunch of benefits for that. But without further ado, I had to plug a little bit with today's video because the gameplay is a little longer than usual for my weapon reviews. I wasn't really going to say too much about the Lewis gun because it's pretty straightforward, pretty cut and dry. But the gameplay, oh man, I just had an amazing gameplay with this thing. You're going to see me call in all my streaks, paratroopers, carpet bomb, and the ball turret gunner, which I would highly recommend if anyone is out there like wondering, I don't know if I want to get the ball turret gunner. It unlocks at level 53, so you'll probably have to use a prestige unlock token on it. Do it. If you're good at this game, you can get a 1700 streak. Ball turret gunner is amazing. But oh my god, let's talk about the Lewis gun. So the Lewis gun is going to be my first LMG review, and the Lewis gun has a very extremely heavy kick. It's got a very vertical recoil. It's not the worst LMG in terms of recoil. The MG15 is very hard hitting. It just kicks up in the air and it goes all over the place. It's very hard to control, the MG15. The Lewis gun is slightly easier to control because the recoil is extremely vertical. Like when you start firing this weapon, it's going to shoot directly up. I don't even think it sways to the side too much. If you do a wall test with this weapon, it's literally just going to go straight up in a straight line. So it's a little easier to control the recoil, but even then, because this weapon kicks so hard, because there's so much power behind it, it is slightly more difficult to control the recoil, even though it's straight vertical. But it's got a medium magazine size for LMGs. It's actually a large magazine in terms of LMGs in World War II, with 47 shots in the magazine, but it's like medium size for most Call of Duty games. The other LMGs, the max mag size, I guess, for other LMGs is 50, so you're not too far behind, but I would definitely recommend extended mags, which will pop you up to 97 bullets, which is actually an extra bonus. Usually extended mags gives you 50% of a magazine increase, so say you had like 30 bullets, it's going to bring you up to 45. It takes the 15 and adds to the 30. This one, for some reason, it's almost like it's giving you 45 extra bullets. Like it kicks you all the way up to 97. So I would definitely recommend you use extended mags because, well, this weapon's just kicking so hard, you're going to miss a lot of shots, and you don't want to be getting into this reload too often because the reload animation is extremely slow on the Lewis gun. It is possibly slower with extended mags, I have to say that now. If you guys are really worried about the reload speed, I think it reloads slower with extended mags on, but I haven't exactly tested it. It just looks a lot slower, and of course you can reload cancel as well, but even though it does reload slower or possibly slower with extended mags, I would still recommend extended mags over any other attachment every day of the week for this weapon because you're not reloading as often. The Lewis gun also has a slow rate of fire, and it's best fired in bursts. Normally, slower rate of fire, you can just like hold it down and you can hose down enemies, but because of the kick, once again, just being very vertical, like the kick is... There's something to be said about the kick with this weapon. I keep coming back to it because it's like the main thing that you're going to notice about the Lewis gun. Very vertical, but the way that it works is that it kind of bounces. So you'll hit with your first shot, and then your second shot will bounce above your enemy. Then your third shot will hit. So it's best fired in little bursts so that you can kind of nail your enemy down. You can aim at their feet, and when it kicks up, you'll hit their head, and you can kind of get in that little sweet zone, especially at ranges where you can just hit them with little bursts. You don't have to spray and just let your recoil go wild, but you can kind of snipe people almost with this weapon, especially in hardcore, but we're going to talk about damage here in just a moment. The weapon is best fired in bursts, and it does have a slower rate of fire. I think it's the slowest rate of fire in terms of LMGs, apart from the Wren. The Wren is like stupid slow. It's like a Gorgon from Black Ops 3. So this weapon, in terms of the usable LMGs, or at least in terms of real LMGs, I'm not even talking about the Wren right now, it is the slowest rate of fire. But all of these negatives, I've talked about the reload is very slow. The magazine isn't that great. It's got a lot of recoil, and I keep coming back to that. It fires very slowly, but that's all to counterbalance this weapon's insane 3-shot kill range. I could not find a range in this game where this weapon does not get a 3-shot kill. Across the map on Gustav Cannon, it's a 3-shot kill. In any sightline in war, it's a 3-shot kill. Apart from shooting through walls, you're always going to get a 3-shot kill with this weapon. Ridiculous 3-shot kill range, like infinite 3-shot kill range. I'm not even sure this weapon drops off in damage, but that can't be tested because we don't have the in-game stats. But I'm like pretty well certain that you're never ever going to see a 4-shot kill unless you're shooting through something. And we don't have to talk about suppressor because you can't put a suppressor on LMGs in this game. So it's a very powerful anti-aircraft weapon. I found this to be the best of all of the LMGs to shoot down enemy aircraft, because that insanely long range reaches up into the air as well. So if you're shooting down UAVs, you're shooting down enemy ball turret gunners or whatever is in the air for extended period of time, you can knock those things out of the sky fairly easily with this weapon, because stack extended mags, you can just spray bullets up there, and usually things in the sky like aircraft are bigger and you're not going to miss as many shots, so you can just completely destroy enemy streaks with this weapon. Absolutely the best weapon in the game to complete the Hot Lead Prestige Combat Efficiency Challenge. That challenge you'll unlock when you Prestige, which is destroying 5 score streaks using a weapon equipped with Rapid Fire and Full Metal Jacket. So you throw Rapid Fire, Full Metal Jacket, extended mags on this thing, and you can destroy 5 streaks in a single game with this weapon. And by the way, destroying streaks is a great way to get score. You'll see me doing it in this gameplay. I've destroyed a couple streaks so that I can actually earn my own streaks. It's just a great way if you're in the back of the map, because that's where you should be with this weapon anyways. You can just knock down a couple streaks, get a little bonus to your score streak meter, and then just be on your way. I wouldn't recommend rapid fire after you're done the challenge. Finish the Hot Lead challenge because you might as well. It's worth like 3,000 experience or something. Finish that and then take rapid fire off, because rapid fire is just going to increase your recoil further. It's going to make it a lot harder to use this weapon. So rapid fire is not recommended. However, I would recommend FMJ. This is a classic LMG. You stack up, you aim down your sights, you spray down sight lines and through walls, and that's why FMJ is so great. Of course, FMJ being great for destroying those score streaks as well. But you're not going to be running and gunning with this one. It's an LMG, it has mobility issues, and it's a liability in close quarters combat. In fact, I would almost recommend you use rifleman and like a shotgun secondary in case anyone sneaks up on you. But then again, I like the lookout basic training with this one, because you're going to stack up, you're going to be waiting for enemies, you're going to be at long range where you can see enemies coming and approaching. Lookout is really great because it's going to show you their names at a farther distance, and you can really spot enemies. You can call them out to your teammates if you're not going to kill them, or you can just completely obliterate them at long range with the ridiculous 3-shot kill range of the Lewis gun. But I would use the Armored Division with the Lewis gun. I'm not going to be recommending Armored Division for every LMG, and I'm actually going to be recommending Armored Division for a couple weapons outside of the LMG setting. Of course, Armored is for the LMGs, it's the LMG Special Division, so you're going to get the LMG Bipod, which is extremely underrated. The Bipod, if you set this weapon down on a window ledge, or you lie down on the ground and you deploy that Bipod, gone is your recoil. Like literally 0 recoil with the Bipod. You have 100% accuracy when firing from the hip with a Bipod. The Bipod is probably one of the best attachments that you're going to find in the entire game, and it is a division attachment, so that makes sense. Like, you can only use it on LMGs and you can only use it in certain settings. But the LMG Bipod is a godsend for this weapon because, like I said, it's a classic LMG. You should be sitting Overwatch on objectives. You should just be waiting for enemies to come down a lane. Like if you're playing team deathmatch, pick a side, pick an area of the map that you're going to lock down. set up your bipod and just wait. And this might seem like a toxic playstyle, but I would also recommend you use the S-Mine 44 lethal to cover any flanking routes, because I've noticed in this game there are a lot of different routes that enemies can sneak behind you and kind of catch you off guard. So I would set up your bipod, get into your little area, put up a mine behind you so that nobody can sneak up on you, or if they do, they're just going to get killed. And then again, you could use a shotgun secondary, like if your mine goes off and they don't kill them, or you hear people coming, like use a headset, sound whore a little bit. If you hear people coming, just get off your bipod, switch to your shotgun for close quarters, or switch to an SMG or something. The pistols aren't extremely great in this game, so I would recommend like a primary for your secondary weapon with this one, because it's, like I said, it's a liability in close quarters. It's not great for hip fire, it's not great for fire rate, and like you saw just there, you can't really fight off enemies in close quarters. I would also recommend you use recon, counter recon, streak, something like that. You can use high streaks like I am, but I think the streaks that work best are the ones that you can call in very quickly. So actually, Paratroopers Carpet Bomb, they do work, because you pick up the radio and that's all you have to do and you call them in. You don't want to be in a situation where you might have to draw this weapon out very, very quickly, because mobility issues. You can't pick it up, you can't aim down sights very fast, and say you're using your streak and someone comes around the corner and you need to pick up your gun again after using the streak, you're probably going to die. So this one is that classic LMG 3-shot kill at in ridiculous friggin' ranges. I can't even think of words to describe the 3-shot kill, and of course that translates well to hardcore as well, with a 1-shot kill across the map in any setting, probably even shooting through walls. But again, there are better options in hardcore. This one is best for core modes, for war. It's really great. Hardpoint, anything where you can get an objective overlook. So hardpoint, domination, even capture the flag if you're just going to play defense and you can just defend your flag. Great LMG, possible contender for best LMG in the game. However, other weapon classes simply have the LMG's beat in general. And with that in mind, the Lewis gun is going to get a 6 out of 10 from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. What do you think of the Lewis gun? Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you spot the hidden Astro logo? Comment the correct timestamp, be the first to do so, and you can get 5 entries in my Astro gaming giveaway. Link in the description so you can learn more about that. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.